Cosmo and Lauren, it's Y107. Good morning. Talking imaginary friends. I told you about mine that were mice. Yours was a human.
Yes.
We'll get into that in just a second here. Facebook Y107 Morning Show. Give us a follow on the page and share the conversation there if you want to share your imaginary friends stories this morning.
Some of y'all's kids don't have imaginary friends. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all's kids have ghosts.
Your house is haunted.
Tara said, my daughter had one. His name was Robin. She used to sit in her room and play with toys, and he was there playing with her. Then one day she was scared of him and didn't want him around and started calling him Bad Robin. She said he fell on the concrete and it messed up his face and the doctors couldn't fix it, and now he is mean and angry, and she didn't like him anymore, but he followed her everywhere.
Ooh.
When things would happen around the house, it was Bad Robin's fault. If she did something bad, it wasn't her fault. Bad Robin told her to do it. I would be fixing dinner and she would tell me he was right behind me and didn't like me. It was creepy. Then we moved and he disappeared. Tara.
Yeah, your house was haunted.
You need to call the exorcist. That is not an imaginary friend. Imaginary friends follow you to the next house. Want to know how I know?
Because yours moved with you.
Because Ashley came with me, yeah. My family was military, so we moved a lot. Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, there was a time period in my life where I was a little bit shy. Mm-hmm. Like I whenever we would move and go to a new place, I didn't like to talk to people.
Yeah.
And I was 5-ish when we moved back to Jeff City. And we went to this daycare. It was called Mother's Morning Out at the First United Methodist Church. Don't ask me why I remember that, but I do. And I made a friend there. Well, I made her right when we were leaving our last station. Mm-hmm. Her name was Ashley. I didn't tell anybody about her when we lived there, but then we moved here and my mom was like, oh, how was, your daycare? Did you make any friends? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, I met a great friend. She's really nice. Her name is Ashley. We played this, we did that. And I made up whole stories about what me and Ashley had done. We shared an orange at snack.
Detailed.
Your kids very detailed.
Yeah, your kids' brains are amazing.
So, every week I would tell my mom about what me and Ashley had done.
Yeah.
Every week for months.
Right.
And then one day, Ashley moved away.
Oh, no.
And I told my mom that when I got home. I said, well, Ashley moved.
Aww.
And my mom was like heartbroken for me.
Well, yeah.
To the point where when she came to pick me up the next day, she told the teacher, oh, it's really too bad about Ashley moving away. And the teacher said,
who's Ashley?
We didn't have an Ashley. We never had an Ashley. And my mom was like, what? It's Lauren's best friend, the girl she played with all the time? No, we never had an Ashley. Ever. So then we get in the car, we're going home, and my mom's like, tell me more about Ashley. What is it? Do you know her family? And I said, well, yeah, her dad is Eric Clapton. Because I was the coolest freaking 5-year-old in the world, okay? And then that's where things went south, because the next thing that I said is... her brother
was Eric Clapton?
Yeah, but her brother's name was Pillowhead.
Oh, well, sure. Yeah. Yeah, because Eric Clapton.
And ever since then, like from that day forward, every time that I told my mom a story, she would ask me, is this true or is it a story? Because sometimes I wrote stories in my head.
Yes.
So life was good.
Pillowhead?
And Eric Clapton was her dad.
Well, yeah. Cosmo and Lauren in the morning, Y107. Good morning. We were talking imaginary friends. I had 3 imaginary mice, but I treated them like they were little humans. And you had a little girl named Ashley that you were besties with.
She was my very best friend until she moved away, and that was when my parents found out she wasn't real.
Yeah. And Eric Clapton was her dad, by the way.
And Pillowhead was her brother.
What about your imaginary friend stories? Keep them coming on Facebook, Y107 Morning Show, and on the phones here at 441 Y107.
Hey, so listening to your story about the 3 mice, I actually had a imaginary friend when I was a little girl, and we did everything together. But when my brother ate her, I lost it.
Oh, no.
Ate her?
Yep. I had her for like a few years up until I was like 4 or 5 years old. And my brother was like, well, I'm going to eat her. And he gobbled her up and I just went ballistic. So I think
my
at that time I lost her.
Oh, no.
It was terrible and traumatizing.
Yeah.
How many times have you held this over his head as an adult?
Oh, plenty of times.
Yeah, you're buying dinner and drinks tonight.
You remember when you ate my best friend?
Yes, exactly.
What's your name?
Maggie.
Maggie, did your invisible make-believe friend have a name?
Yes, it was Marla.
Marla?
Marla.